what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. This is the 2023 Ford F-150 LARIAT. Expect this one MSRP is $72,865. Now, the King's Ford here in Mason, Ohio, which I want to thank for allowing me to film this video, has listed this one for just above $68,000 on their website. So this is technically on sale. It's crazy to think that for $68,000 it's considered on sale, but these pickups and everything is just getting so expensive these days. That's what we have here. Now, since 2005, Ford has sold on average about 900,000 models of the F-150 every year. This, if you don't know, is the best-selling vehicle in America. Period. Nothing outsells the Ford F-150. It has been like this for decades now. So in this video, let's take a detailed tour of everything this thing has to offer and find out exactly why people love this so much. Alright folks, let's start with the front end here. As you can see, there's a blacked out grille with a big Ford logo in the middle. Your LED headlight module is fully LED with the daytime running lights right there. And then this is pretty cool. As I get near the truck, the daytime running lights automatically come on, which is great. Then there's your low and high beams in the middle with your turn signals. And then down here is your fog lights. These are your ultrasonic parking sensors that alert you if you're getting too close to something. This truck does have a 360-degree camera view, which we'll talk about when we get inside. And then lower here on the front bumper, you have two tow hitches as well as some airflow management plastic down there. And then here is for some more airflow towards the radiator in the middle. Next up, folks, let's talk about what's under the hood here. So this is the 3.5-liter V6 EcoBoost engine. When this was first introduced, people really didn't like it because they said, well, a turbo V6 can't match the reliability of a V8, right? And this thing has been in here for a while now. And so far, fingers crossed, we have not heard too many complaints about this one. Now let's talk about this specific one. So this one right here in this truck is mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission, produces 400 horsepower and 500 pound-feet of torque. The fuel economy on this 4x4 model is 17 city, 23 highway, and 19 combined. And this truck has a 26-gallon fuel tank, so if you multiply it by 19, which is a combined fuel economy, you get about 500 miles of range on a full tank of gas. Now, one thing that's really good, and I like to point out about this one, is the fact that some of the simple maintenance stuff you can still do yourself. Like this right here is the battery. You can just easily remove it out and switch it out yourself. That over there is your engine air filter. You can definitely switch that out yourself as well. If you haven't seen my how to change the engine and cabin air filter to save yourself a few bucks, check that video out up there. And one more thing that I really want to point out that I'm seeing more and more these days is this coolant reservoir. I mean, doesn't this look like a bread roll or maybe six-pack abs? What is the purpose of this design? Why can't you just make it normal? If you guys know, let me know in the comments below. Alright folks, let's talk about the side profile here. As you can see, not much has changed over the years. This is how Ford F-150s look for a while now. But this model does have color match fenders here, as you can see. There's the F-150 LARIAT logo right there. And then the side step is actually fixed in place. It's not one of those auto retracting and closing side steps. Let me quickly show you the window sticker here. If you want to see this in detail, pause this right here. As you can see, the MSRP is just under $73,000, but on the King's Ford website, this one is actually listed for just above $68,000. One thing I wanted to mention while we're looking at the window sticker here is if you look at some of these items here, like the advanced security pack removal, they're actually subtracting $50 for that. Another $50 for the auto start stop, and then another $140 for the heated steering wheel. I think this is due to the chip shortage, at least that's what Ford would say, but if you try to add these features back in, I really don't think that's how much it'll cost them to add back in. But nevertheless, that's what you have here. And making our way back, there's a Sport 4x4 decal here on the side of the bed. And one last thing while on the side here is this model right here comes in 20-inch wheels wrapped in a 75/60 R20 tires, and these are hand-cooked Dynapro AT2 tires, as you can see here. And clearly Ford doesn't expect you to go off-road with this because these are not off-road tires. Next up, let's talk about the tailgate here. This is an automated tailgate. The 71,000 Tundra that I reviewed earlier did not have this feature, which I really missed out on. Click up there to see that video. And while we're talking about the tailgate here, let me mention that this tailgate has some special features. So first of all, there's a ruler here, which you can use on a job site if you don't have a ruler on hand. There's a spot here to keep your extra pens and stuff if you're working on some designs or something and you need to keep your pens, store them over there. Very nice. There's a little spot here for your cup holders as well. And then there is little clamps over here, which you can use on either side to clamp something down if you're trying to do some woodwork or something. Now, opening of the tailgate is very simple. You can do it just like I did here from the back, or you can go inside and there's a button towards the left of the driver which you can press to close and open the tailgate. Over on the left here, you have a 120 volt, 400 watt max power outlet here. Unlike the one in the Toyota Tundra where you have to press a button inside to turn it on, this one is always on. You can just plug in and use it right away. Just make sure to keep the F-150 on while you're doing it so the battery can stay charged. There are also lights here on either side of the bed as well as up there. Now these can be controlled from inside the cabin. There's a button towards the left of the driver. Also, there are hooks here on either side here as well as two inside corners. And one fun fact, if you're out and about partying, if you need a bottle opener, you can use these as bottle openers. Very nice detail. And lastly, there are these mounting brackets. There are two of these on either side, which look like they come with a special mounting bracket or something, but I don't see this truck coming with a mounting bracket. So I don't know if you have to buy these separately or not, but well, yeah, I guess if you just want to tie it down with a rope, you can still use them. To close this tailgate, simply lift it up a little bit and then it takes over from there and closes the rest of the way. Now here in the back, you have a backup camera right there and then a 360-degree view camera right next to it. That's a separate camera, interesting. And one thing to note is that this truck doesn't have the tailgate mounted step ladder that comes out and helps you get inside. So all you have is this bumper mounted steps right here. And then you have your normal trailer hookup down there, and then your normal electrical system for the trailer hookups over here, and then your ultrasonic parking sensors are right on the bumper over here. So next up, guys, let's talk about the door panel here. This is hard plastic, believe it or not. It looks like leather, but it is somewhat of a hard plastic. This is soft leather, that's just very nice. Then these are your window and mirror controls over here, and then 3-person memory seats, which is really nice. And then here you can keep your cell phone as well as some big water bottles down there. These are pretty huge down here. Very nice. And this truck also has the 8-speaker Bang & Olufsen system. One of those is right here. And quickly, before we step in, as always, let's talk about the seat here real quick. So this is a 10-way power adjustable seat. That includes the lumbar adjustment. So the lumbar support is right there, which will go in and out from here. It will not adjust up and down. The bottom of the seat will go up and down as well as forward and back. There's also thigh support here, which can adjust up and down. And obviously the backrest can also adjust forward and back. And quickly, while we're talking about the seats, one thing to mention here is the passenger seat is same electronically adjusting, except it loses the thigh support over here. Everything else is the same. And before we hop in, here's the controls to the left side of the driver. This opens your tailgate. This controls the zone lighting feature, which this truck has. So these control the mirror mounted lights. This controls your headlight module. This controls the gauge cluster screen brightness. This is for your bed lights back there. This is your parking brake. And this adjusts those pedals down there. So if you want to bring them out, or you can press them back in if you're a short or a tall person. Alright folks, so this is your view from inside of the F-150. Feels super high up. Alright, let's start up the truck. As you can see, this is a fully LCD display up here that can be configured using these buttons over here. And then these also controls your media. And this is your volume buttons on the left as well as your safety system controls over here. And then your signal stock is on the left over there. So Ford calls this a 12-inch productivity screen. Obviously this supports the usual Android Auto, Apple CarPlay and so on. This truck does have the optional 360-degree camera view, which can be controlled over here. For some reason it's not showing me that right now, but when I was driving around the truck trying to park it here, it did show me that. So that does work. I'm not sure why it's not working right now. This turns off your parking sensors in the back, the button style parking sensors, which I pointed out earlier. So if you're towing, you want to make sure they're off, otherwise they'll beep at you. This is your hazards button. This is your traction controls off button. And this screen, to no one's surprise, is fairly responsive. It has everything that you would ever need. It has so many features that I would probably spend all night here talking about. One of the cool features of this one is the zone lighting. So you can come in here in the screen and control that here. So you can turn it on and pick the zones that you want to light up. I already showed you the mirror mounted ones, but this controls some other additional lights as well in the front too. So this is a pretty nifty feature to have on your hand. One more additional thing, this truck does come with navigation as well. That's what you see on the side here. You can also make it full screen if you press that. This knob right here, it controls the trailer. So if you have a trailer hooked up and you're trying to reverse, all you have to do is turn this knob and it will control the truck and make sure the trailer goes in the direction that you want. Let's move on down here. These are your media controls with a volume knob and a tuner knob. Very nice. One touch off. This dial controls your temperature. This is for your fan controls. As you can see, you have dual zone climate controls. This truck has cooled and heated seats, but unfortunately no heated steering wheel. That was one of the $50 credits that this truck comes with. And over here you can adjust your drive modes. You can do 2 high, 4 low, or you can just leave in 4 automatic and truck will figure out what you need to do. Down here you have USB-A, USB-C, and a wireless charger down there. And then a cubby over here, and then 2 big cup holders right there. And then I guess you can store your pen here. And here's your gear selector. This is one of those gear selectors that actually folds down, so you can press this button and it will fold down in there. Now this is very useful if you have the center console which flips over and then you can have workspace here. But this center console only opens up from the front. It does not flip open. I tried everything. This one doesn't work. So why do you even have that feature? That doesn't make any sense. Put that back up. Now this is your manual mode, so if you press that, you can adjust your gears with this plus and minus button over here on the sides. And speaking of the center console, let's open it up. As you can see, you have some change storage over here, and then this storage actually comes out, and then there's a huge area inside with a USB-C and USB-A charge ports in there. But other than that, I don't think there's anything else to mention here or special. So let's move on. Over on the passenger side, folks, same door panel construction. This does look like metal over here in the front, but it's not metal, it's just plastic. And then your glove box down here. And that is a fairly decent sized glove box. I think you'll be able to put everything that you want in there. And one thing I actually forgot to mention is this is your cigarette lighter style power outlet over here, and then another full household style power outlet. And up here, folks, these are your LED controls. This is for your sunshade, and this is actually what opens up the sunroof. And this one is for the window that's between the bed and the cabin, so you can use this button to open and close that one. And then up here is your sunglass holder. As you guys can see, this truck does come with a full panoramic sunroof. I can use the buttons up here to open it up, and it opens up about that much. And then you can close it up. One button, same operation. And then one touch shade close as well. Interesting, you have to press it a second time to close it all the way. The first time it only closes half. Very cool. And then the other button, which controls the window back there, you have to press it and hold it. It's not automatic. But there you go. So entering the second row, folks, same door material construction over here with the Bang & Olufsen speaker down there. And then over here in the middle, behind the center console, you have 2 cup holders here. Heated but no ventilated seats. Cigarette lighter style power outlet, your climate vents, and USB-C, USB-A, and a full household style power outlet. Plenty of power over here. This truck does come with mats as well, so that's what that is. So let's quickly talk about the second row here, guys. I'm 6 feet tall. This seat, I could actually set it a little bit further up and I would still be comfortable. But even then, I still have plenty of space here. There's LED lights up here on both ends, as well as hooks if you want to hook something up. And then 2 seat back pockets over here. And I apologize if it looks like I'm stuttering because it's really cold out here and I'm kind of shivering a little bit. And as for the child seats, you have latch style anchors on either side seat, none in the middle seat. And if you don't have a passenger in the middle, you can flip this down, armrest. You have 2 cup holders in here. And remember that I mentioned there are special mounting brackets in the bed back there, but I didn't see any mounting hardware. Well, there was a mounting hardware, it was just hidden under the seat here. So these are actually what get mounted in the mounting brackets back there, and you can use this to mount stuff down. It also looks like it has keys, so you can lock it down back there too. Very nice. And one weird thing that I really like about this truck is the door handles. The door handles are built into the spot where you would normally put your hand in to push the door open. So naturally your hand goes there and you just open the door and push it out in one motion. Very nice. So while we're back here, guys, let's quickly talk about practicality. So if you're back here and you want to lift these up for whatever reason, you have a pet, you don't want him to get on the seat, you can simply pull the string and lift it up. This one also goes up like so. Now here you can do anything you want. You can put stuff here, and that's a covered storage. But wait, there's more. So if you pull down the string here, this is a 60-40 split. So the 40 side actually does come down. The 60 side does not come down because there are speakers and stuff back there. There's not really much storage. But back here, you can probably store something if you really wanted to. But here is where your jack is, and you can also get a small funnel here as well. So this was the 2023 F-150 LARIAT. Let me know what you guys thought about the video. And it's about 5 minutes left before the dealership closes, so I gotta give this truck back. And it's really freezing out here, so I gotta get home too. But anyway, if you made it all the way back here, salute you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.